Well, with us this time last Saturday, as if you weren't, you would have seen our Masters of Spin give the New South Wales Premier some free advice on her daily news conferences. They said that Gladys Berejiklian needed to get tougher and stop apologising for the restrictions to stop the spread of COVID. Well, she got tougher, but is this what our experts meant?
But unfortunately, too many people continue to do the wrong thing.
So the settings are right, aren't they?
Excuse me, it's not your press conference. There's a lot of other journalists here as well.
Premier, why has it taken 8 weeks of lockdown for you to throw everything at this?
Premier,
why has it taken...
I'll come back in a second, yep.
In the interest of...
Excuse me, I'll get back to you in a second.
Well, with us this morning are advertising and marketing experts Adam Ferrier and Matthew Bywater. Morning, gentlemen. Adam, is this what you meant? What's your interpretation of this? And I mean, I guess also an assessment of what's happened yesterday with this being described as almost like the final chance to get this right.
Yeah, it's difficult because this is a really serious situation, so I don't want to belittle this by talking about communication styles. I think she is right to try to get tougher, but she also needs to be disciplined and fair. And so it's just not, she's just coming across as being a bit out of her depth and on the hop all the time. Daniel Andrews uses words like, we've got to get ahead of this. And it's in for everybody, we're in it together. And all of that kind of language is gone. We've just got a lot of snappy, irritable, reactive language, and it's creating chaos.
Adam, look, some people that I've heard this week are saying that the public has stopped listening to her. They're no longer trusting her. That is a massive issue.
Yeah.
How does she deal with that?
I was wondering the same thing, to be honest. I was wondering if she could actually just step out of being the communication spokesperson, be there, say she's implementing the policies and so forth, but I'm not being an effective communicator in this situation, and just have somebody step in for her, but be honest and transparent about that.
Yeah, it's not a...
It's a big thing. It's an issue. It's a real issue.
It's not a bad theory. You would say, though, the Premier's so entrenched now in delivering the messages that there would be criticism either way if she stepped away to stop taking that heat. Matthew, what is your view?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think she can step away. And we understand that a leader's job is to navigate us through uncertainty. And what we're looking for in a leader is a certain level and sense of calmness, which Gladys, to be fair, I think she's done a fantastic job till just recently. That snapping at reporters, it doesn't matter whether they're rude or interrupting, it shows that she's not in control. It makes us feel, as the general public, that she's not well prepped. She's not gone into this meeting well prepped with all the possible questions she's going to be asked.
We have seen that from all the premiers, though, haven't we, at various times through the pandemic?
Well, if we are talking about the different premiers and we're just seeing Daniel Andrews there, let's just compare Gladys's media relationship with him. He had just delivered a fire and brimstone speech telling Victorians to stay at home this weekend, and then this sudden change of gears. Let's have a listen.
Now, as you well know, I am not one to walk away from media conferences, and I won't do that today, but I do have to go at about 12:30 to National Cabinet. I think you would understand that I need to be at that meeting. So I don't know how you want to do this. Do you want to hear from others, or do you want to ask me some questions, or I'm in your hands?
Geez, I thought that was effective, Adam. I don't know. What did you think? I mean, let's just put the politics aside. Just as a communicator like that, he still seemed to me as if he was in control, even though he was handing it over to the media.
In control, and also a feeling of transparency there, of explaining himself and explaining the situation, and then throwing it over to the journalist like that. It's excellent communications, and at the moment, I just don't... I think even if Gladys turned up like that tomorrow, I'm not sure whether we would believe her. And so that's the significant issue.
Yeah, I think he's come a distance, though, since the initial failed hotel quarantine. I mean, as a communicator, it's been leaps and bounds since
He's had to do it for a lot longer.
Yeah, that's right.
He?
A lot of practice, 200 days in lockdown.
But line and length. But it's line and length, it's just consistent. It's the same tone over and over and over again. is that the erraticness is not there.
The other thing that was interesting, I was listening to Mary Louise McLaws this week, who also advises to the World Health Organisation, and she was still saying we need more nuances in the communication. So, for instance, we know that childcare centres are a massive issue of transmission, but tell us, where is it being transmitted from? Child to child, educator to child?
What is the health advice? Yeah.
Yes, so where is that transmission happening? Because that might actually impact what people do.
Also breaking the formula of those press conferences a bit too, I think. They structure them in a certain way so people tend to tune out.
A lot of people are tuning out. All right, Adam, Matthew, as always, we love hearing from you both. Thank you.